Task number 6, shell payloads, is part of the shells overview room in TryHackMe, which is part of the cybersecurity 101 learning path. A shell payload can be a command or a script that exposes the shell to an incoming connection in the case of a bind shell, or send a connection in the case of a reverse shell. And here we will explore, we've seen this in the reverse shell. Let's leave it like this. Here in Pentest Monkey, we've seen some scripting languages or programming languages with basically these are payloads. But we will see some over here. For instance, we see the bash, normal bash reverse shell. If you check over here for bash, actually is over here. Let's see what TryHackMe provides. Basically the same, right? The absolute same. But instead of the IPs and ports, it says attacker IP and then it gives a port, right? So this bash shell payload, this reverse shell initiates an interactive bash shell that redirects input and output through a TCP connection to the attacker's IP on port 443. This operator 0 and 1 combines both standard output and standard error. Bash readline reverse shell. This reverse shell creates a new file descriptor and connects to the TCP socket and executes the command from the socket, sending the output back through this same socket. Exec5 will open a new file descriptor. And here we see the attacker's IP. This is basically it opens up port 443 on attacker's IP. This one, it reads basically what will be provided. And while it reads the line, it will give the output and the error, basically the standard error. This is the command bash with file descriptor 196. Here is basically the same, but they are just a bit different, right? In terms of syntax, but they do pretty much the same. This reverse shell file descriptor 196 is to establish a TCP connection, again to port 443 on attacker's IP. It allows the shell to read commands from the network and send output back through the same connection. Yes, sir. Right. We have with descriptor 5 reverse shell. So basically they do the same. Here we see for PHP. Again, we try to do the same thing, but with PHP. Right. This reverse creates a socket connecting to the attacker's IP. Again, same thing, but the syntax a bit different. And then executes function to execute a shell. Pretty simple again for the output and input. Here is with different same scripting language, but here, for instance, we use shell exec function. Here we use the system function, pass through. You can see them open with Python. Yeah, so basically here we can see again the attacker's IP, the variables with the attacker IP and the port. And again, here we see the imported and the necessary libraries going to connect for the variables that we already established. And again, give the standard input, output and error from bash. Python, again, we have with the same Python with different approaches and others here with Telnet, AWK and BusyBox. Answer the questions below. Which Python module is commonly used for managing shell commands and establishing reverse shell connections in security assessments? Let's go to Python over here. And this socket socket subprocesses to access. But in here, which Python is commonly used to managing shell commands? It's subprocess. What shell payload method in a common scripting language uses the exec shell exec system pass through and popen functions to execute commands remotely through a TCP connection? PHP. Wait a second. What shell payload method in a common scripting language? Okay, if you go over here and you go to here, you can see the exact right, but you can search for keywords. As you can see, Java can be used with exec, PHP, Ruby, right? Just search by keywords. I will say here PHP. Which scripting language can be used? Exporting Python. I would say straight away Python. Which scripting language can use a reverse shell by exporting environment variables and creating a socket connection? Yeah,